hell man, what am I doing? So I have gone through this process myself. Now I am chairman of Sankalp, I'm stepping out, and now I'm realizing all my fallacies that I have gone through in the last 10 years. So I need your help, guys. Okay? Whoever is interested to transform this education, 100 people out of these 100 crore are required for us. Okay? Just 100 people. Committed, dedicated like we have here now. We have got 5-6 people here, you'll see the faces there. Okay? Now question is, have we achieved something? Great, as Venki was saying, I don't think so. We had this goal, yeah. What did we achieve? This much. But compared to nothing done in last many years, this looks like an infinite growth. So we are all tom-toying, we're all jumping in the sky and feeling good about it. But it's nothing for what India has to do. We can't even do simple chip for any defense segment. Not a single chip for India is coming out. And what the hell we have done then? So I'm kind of excited, passionate, sorry for that. So let's go to the slides now. So my time is over nearly. Okay, good. So story is basically, I think we have to start, all of us have to start looking at what is good for a country. Okay, and I can contribute 1 hour is okay. Tell me 1 hour without that attachment that if it is helping my company, then I'll do it. If it is helping my career, then I'll do it. And whenever there is a conflict of interest, career is not getting benefit, company is not benefit, I'll drop back. Not acceptable. You commit now for next 10 years, otherwise don't commit. That's my request to you. Okay, be true to yourself. I don't need people who will drop out after now. Okay, I'm okay with 10 people who are committed for 10 years instead of 200 people who are committed for 10 months. Okay, so that's my request to all of you. I am committing next 10 years. I am committed to IESA. 10 years I am committing 20% time. Why 20% time? Without any expectation. If this can become great in next 2 years, that it requires my full time, I'll put full time then. And I'll expect at least my family's kind of income, at least 50,000 rupees per month I get, so that I don't have to borrow from my savings. But I think I'll get that, right? You know that? Okay. Okay. So next, can I have a pointer? Okay. So I'll run through it fast, but I don't want to spend time on that. Off here. Can somebody help me? Go forward. Go forward. Next. Okay, so just one. Look at only one thing I wanted to look at. Okay. Electronics, India was ahead of Taiwan in 1973. Okay. 1973, Taiwan was a labor-intensive country. India was high-tech compared to that. Today, we don't have a single product completely done from India going into defense or telecom. So tomorrow, war starts. May not start, but let's start. Okay? And China decides that India is their enemy. They may not decide, but they decide. And India's downfall is their success if they decide. They may not decide. They can stop all chips, all hardware to India. They can even, I'm just kind of being a cynical and paranoid about India, right? I would say they might even have the control of the communication processors they have put in, some code there, which can actually tap all the information required, because anything is fair and valid. They can stop all communication or they can snooze on communication, and we have security and self-reliance issue for defense and communication, and we are broken as a country. Okay? That state we are today, we don't have any electronics which support that. That is requirement. Why electronics is required? The software is good. E-commerce is great. But tomorrow, if somebody stops your data centers outside, you will not have e-commerce, you will not be able to buy anything. So electronics, hardware is the basic need of transforming technology in anywhere. And we don't have hardware. We're just sitting in the air on the software. Hardware is missing. Okay. So I want all of you to understand the gravity and need of it. And I'm not acting. I'm feeling that need. So that's what I'm deciding to kind of make you realize it. Okay. So go forward. That's most important. Rest all is basically kind of a fluff. Go forward. So we have done many things in the world. In India, nothing has worked. Okay. Now something has worked. But is it worth taking notice today? No. Even what we have done is basically just a sample example for 20 students. 200 crore 20 is nothing, useless. Okay. And do we have the scalability? No. Unless get 100 people, it's not scale. We're struggling for getting interview. We need 20 people interview. Took 6 months to get interviews from the companies. 6 months. 20 people are sitting waiting for the interview. Go forward. Go. Okay, so this story is just to tell you that we cannot do learning transformation without projects, industry projects for the students. Students cannot do industry projects unless they are industry courses ready, making them ready. Students cannot even understand industry courses unless they understand what is verification, what is the basics of flip-flop, setup and hold time, and what is the maximum frequency. They cannot get that basic curriculum unless the teachers are actually training these teachers from the industry point of view. Unless labs have assignment and projects, it's useless. Labs become like a hardware kept in the top drawer, comes out when the inspection is there, again it goes higher. Okay, that's the kind of thing happening in the labs. And these two we have not even touched. Without these two, we cannot work. So unless there is a industry review happening, these projects are useless. Industry guy comes into campus, he becomes useless after 2 years because there's no project. He's doing teaching only. He's obsolete. So make avoid his obsolescence. We need actually product development in the campus so that he does product development and part-time he reviews the project for the students. Life is good. He remains kind of a current in the technology and helps the current. And we have done only these two in last 2 years. Done good job on this course, bridge course. We had to do 2 courses only we done. We could not train that in one class we do it, 3 weeks. Teachers are not available beyond that. They said no, we cannot come for more than 3 weeks. So 6 weeks course was 3 weeks. They could not go back and try practice it, assignments, because there are other works given by their, I don't know what vice chancellor, but most principals have given that work. Okay? So they don't have time. Lab assignments, again we have done only partially. So with only these two doing, we could get all 20 students, 90% of the students were kind of employable immediately, 90%. We did not do teaching in the class. It was flipped classroom model because 15 years experienced person coming into the college and teaching is impossible. It can happen once, not scalable for India. So we had a recorded lecture for 15 years experienced guy, run in the class by 5 years experienced guy. And that 5 years experienced guy just facilitated the learning. Learning happens by student discussion, and that through that discussion, they become employable just with 2 courses. Imagine if we can do that, all this thing together for the college, they will be world class, right? They come out of the campus, and that's what we want to do. That's without the support, it's not possible. Go forward. Go forward. I don't want to spend. Go forward. Go forward. We have talked about this. Go forward. This is the guy. So I want them to stab into it. Okay. So I am the talker. I don't do much. But the real people are the people who are doing things. Okay? Somewhere or other, they might say, I did only this much. But leaving your job, even coming for meeting for 1 day, spending half a day with people and discussing, giving ideas is amazing. So all of you, please stand. I know all of you will say, hey Vivek, I didn't do much. I should have done more. Doesn't matter, guys. What you have done is great enough for me. So please stand up, all of you. Vikram, Anand, and Sunil. Where is Nagi? Nagi, come forward. Okay. Nagi is the guy yesterday told me. Okay. Nagi yesterday was saying, Vivek, this is all hype, what we have done. I said, yeah, Nagi, hype is there, but without hype, you will not be able to get support from others anyway. Okay? Okay? But it's important that we have done something, but that's very minuscule. Okay? So, some of you have done amazing work in the past. Some of you are actually committed for the future. We expect that work. But next 10 years, 1%, 2%, 5%, you decide the time. But please commit that time and make it happen. I am sure India's education will get transformed. Okay, next one. So there are people who actually said, hey, I have not done much. Okay, so I am not going to send photograph. I said, I am not going to forget about it. I am going to, some photographs we caught from the net actually. Other photographs we did not go for the net, so we had to actually put the names in. So it's an amazing thing. Okay? So what we need to transform. So we learned from world. If you learn from world, right? So that slide is there. But we need technology and product research is low and non-existent today. We need to beef that up. Employability training, not integrated academia. From second year, first year, they should start actually employment training. 10% in the beginning, 50% towards the final year as a project. Okay? That is happening after finishing school. Why do you need finishing school? They are finishing in the degree. Ecosystem for incubation is not there in SDM. The guy has to crawl for licenses, has to crawl for testing capability, then crawl for a customer, and then what happens? He gets a chip, no customer is there, and it goes for a toss. IC experience is missing. How can you become a semiconductor engineer if you don't do a chip during your bachelor's or master's? That is missing. So what we are doing now is that, I know some of my colleagues, did you stand up? No, you didn't stand up. PK. PK.
Yeah, I stood up.
Okay, good. So PK has been a great guy about experiential learning. Okay, he has been very, very forthright in telling me, Vivek, this is junk, this is makes sense, this doesn't make sense. So I think it's been very valuable. Thanks, PK. So, so talent, we are going to change from scaling talent building now to actually building the ESDM capacity for India. That's what data is going to be. That's the big phase 3 of talent sync. It will not be voluntary basis now. It will be actually employee/entrepreneur basis. So we want employees who want to be entrepreneurs. Why entrepreneurship important? Because if I put employees actually stay of the organizations. And in this organization, I have research, incubation, training, in the research, hardware research, chip research. Every boundary people will say, I have done my work, somebody else has to do it. But entrepreneur will not do that way. So we need entrepreneurs who will say, I'll cut across the boundaries, get the thing done, and then only when I get the things done, I'll get some money. So minimum money will be given to them to take care of their families and some expenses. Next will come when they produce the results, and next will come when they monetize the IP, so that all things are motivated, there is a motivation for it. That's where employee/entrepreneurship model, and we're going to get funding for that. Go forward. Okay, now I hand off to boss. Venki, who has been helping a lot in marketing, because we're bad in marketing, so first for you we struggle.
I'm scared he's taking everything from me. Taking the color from me. Beautiful. Okay, so I just want to make a disclaimer here for everybody. We're just proposing this particular model today, right? Which is why we are still in stealth mode, because we still need the approval of the chair and the executive council and the many other trustees, and which is why we have all the important people here, okay, for them to listen to what the proposal is all about, right? So don't blame me if this doesn't take off in the next Vision Summit. Okay. I'm just making a disclaimer.
No, you blame me.
Yeah.
I'll respond.
Thank you. Okay, so so with a lot of research, I mean, a lot of people's minds, we decided that this is what we want to call it. We want to call it NETRA. Okay, National ESDM Technology Research Academy. Okay, calling the NETRA. So we believe that this will be a NGO, not for profit. Whether it's going to be a Section 8 company or society, I think we're just deliberating on that. Most likely we're looking at a society model, because it makes things much more easier to kind of function, right? Go to the next slide. Okay, so there are two important organizations that are coming together. One is, of course, IESA, right? And the other, we said that, with skill building, capacity building, and anything to do with, universities and, education, we felt that we need to get our sister organization, where we are also a board member, the Electronic Sector Skill Council of India, where Mahapatra is the CEO. Right? So both organizations are coming together to form this society, what we call the NETRA, right? And the model that we're proposing, right, we're just proposing this, is that we'll have industry partners. And of course, they're all our member community, our fraternity, right? The silicon companies, the design homes, the universities, and we'll have a mix of everybody here, okay, as industry partners. So the first few who are kind of given their assurance is Vinay Shenoy, Infineon, TI, Santosh is here? I don't think so, right? TI, TESOL, Srini is a co-founder of TESOL, right? Mindtree, of course, with Jani around. Jani has been one of our earliest trustees of IESA, so we're kind of picking his brains, just to make sure that we don't make the mistake that we made in IESA all these years, right? So we're picking his brains.